Agriseeds began during the turbulent economic times of the late 1980s. Its research centre has been specialising in breeding ryegrass and other pasture varieties for the past 35 years on 240 hectares near Darfield in Canterbury. It now delivers pasture and crops to the market with the help of area managers and agronomists around the country. Pasture Systems Manager Graham Kerr shows us around.
We're very lucky to have this large block and allows a lot of flexibility. We do the research work and that's probably about 30% of the farm area, and we have a range of breeding programs, trials, testing, that sort of thing that goes on to the program of R&D. The rest of it is a commercial farm, I guess, and we produce commercial quantities of early generation seed, bringing the new varieties through towards the market, and also commercial crops, because as any cropping farm, you just need a rotation. Life's got a lot more complicated in terms of the technology and the methodology on different things. Agriseeds has grown significantly. We've been a very profitable and successful business, and we're pretty proud of that. We've gone from the 8 original staff up to 60 staff. Got into seed technology in terms of seed coating and seed treatment, which has added great value to farmers in terms of insurance. We're now into distribution and delivering novel endophytes, one of the great breakthroughs of avoiding animal health issues and improving sustainable insect resistance to pastures. I suppose the future is in multi-directions. It's not one thing for Agriseeds. We're a pasture company, and I think that's a key thing that we really are keen on delivering. There's a range of efficiencies and effectiveness with different farmers, and I think we can improve those on a lot of farms very well. Plant breeding, ryegrass breeding, for example, is about a 12-year program. 12-year minimum, it can be longer. The length of program is a challenge, and we would love to shorten it, absolutely love to shorten it and get genetic gain faster. But the simple problem with a perennial crop is farmers tell us all the time they want pasture persistence. So how long does it take to test persistence? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So every time we put together a new variety and start testing it, we need 3 or 4 years just to do the tests. And you throw a couple of those within the program, you're up to 10 or 12 years pretty quickly. We've got trials from one end of the country to the other, and that's critical to our success. One example is black beetle on the upper North Island has been a huge problem since 2008. So we need to test there. We're going to find black beetle control. We've got a trial in the upper North Island. New Zealand, I think, have always got a good track record of working together and cooperating and being innovative together. So the likes of Dairy NZ, we have strong relationships with, Agriseeds, and even the other seed companies, we do work together in a range of ways to improve the industry. We're in the glasshouses, and this is part of the first step where we're creating variation. So here we've got Kate taking a white clover flower from one plant, crossing it with a different plant. And what you're seeing is her actually moving the pollen from one plant or parent and crossing it with another parent to create a new cross. What's different about ryegrasses is we're not talking bee pollination, we're talking wind pollination. So with the ryegrasses, we put them both in a bag, the parents together inside a bag, and we let them cross together. Here we're at the selection nursery. So here this block is about 120,000 individual plants of perennial ryegrass, and we're looking for the best 2,000. We can see one here which is highly desirable, high yielding, looks very good. And here are some ones that we're not going to select. High yield, persistence, the key underlying tributes for variety. That's what we're looking for here. And it's fairly basic, but we dig up the best 2,000 plants, split them into bits, and physically move them to the next stage of the program for selection. So what we're trying to do is stress them, and part of that's grazing. So these particular ones are grazed by sheep and pretty hard grazed. They're not irrigated because here we want to test moisture stress, and they don't get the best fertility because, again, a little bit of fertility stress on plants happens on a lot of farms. We're here in one of our paddocks where we're producing ryegrass seed at a very early commercial crop. So we're here at about year 12 in the program. They've been through the trial and they're showing up well, and it's into seed production. The rye corn is a pollen barrier. So what we're doing, ryegrass is wind pollinated, and so we're stopping pollen move between the different blocks of ryegrass. It's like a heavy hay crop. We just let it go through to seed. We cut it, a little bit like a hay crop, but then we don't tether it or turn it or row it at all. All we do is come in with a combine harvester, pick it up very gently and carefully. We don't want any of that seed to shatter. It's still not guaranteed this will make it to the market, and sometimes even at this stage we hit things on the head. If it does make it, another 3 years you'll probably see commercial seed getting out through the stores. This is our seed vault, and this is where we keep all our high value early generation seed. This one is Trojan. This is one of our latest perennial ryegrasses. It's the most preferred ryegrass, perennial ryegrass in New Zealand at the moment, and it's one we're pretty proud of. And it's been through this whole evaluation phase, started its life over 15 years ago, so finally reached the market. Pretty proud moment for us when we finally get a goodie that comes through the program and does well. This particular one, persistence, very good. Seasonal growth, high yield, but particularly in the cool season and warm seasons, and that's a pretty rare combination. Add in a novel endophyte that's good for animal health, but got good insect resistance, good feed value, and we start getting a pretty comprehensive package in one cultivar.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.